The world is changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it.
You know, we need to move beyond having wars amongst ourselves. And we should have, if we had been following the timetable that was originally set out in the 1960s, we would have had permanent bases on the moon by the 1980s. The work of the Aquarian Age of the next 2,000 years is to create a cosmic civilization. Well, see, we're in that transition phase right now where we have to take the raw materials from the Earth, alchemically transform them, take the platinum, the titanium, the silver, the iron, turn it into the instruments by which life can be lifted off the surface of the planet to colonize the entire solar system. And the entire solar system is the model of the Holy City. And once you begin to recognize and understand the sacred geometry of this template that's been handed down, it is the Holy City with all of the instructions of how to go about doing it. And it's a continuation of the great work that was undertaken by the cathedral builders, by the temple builders of old, the pyramid builders of old, the builders who set up the great megalithic stones to mark out our pathways to the stars. See, that's our destiny, and that's our work. That's the great work. And you see, what the masters of old understood was that the outer work and the inner work were the same. Building the holy city out here, building the exterior temple, the external temple, was building the internal temple. That's what the Masonic masters have been teaching all along. When they talk about laying the cornerstone for the future civilization, they're talking about planting the first beachhead in cosmic space. And when we go to cosmic space and human beings begin to experience the perception of the Earth from cosmic space, what do you think it's going to do to our consciousness? It's no coincidence that the icon of the environmental movement was a photograph of Earth taken during Apollo 11 on the return from the moon. Just that photograph of the Earth hanging in space changed human consciousness. What's going to happen when thousands of artists and poets and musicians have the opportunity to go to space and come back and relate their experiences to the rest of us humans down here? You see, part of our destiny is to expand to this cosmic consciousness, literally. And as we expand outwards, as the Masonic masters understood, we're also expanding inwards. The outer journey has a reflection which is an inner journey as well. You know, we started out strong in the 60s and we had a vision. And I see it was no coincidence that those of us who were experimenting with psychedelics and with meditation and going on the inward journey were doing this at the very same time that humanity is extending their reach into space. And that those astronauts, just down-to-earth practical men, went out there and came back visionaries. Came back visionaries. This is not some fatalistic thing that I'm presenting here, not at all. It's the biggest opportunity ever presented to life on Earth. And if I went through and started showing you the rest of this, you'd soon discover that all of the things that we're right now doing on Earth, you know, the extraction of fossil fuels from the ground, well, as it turns out, you know, when we move into space, the objects that are the most threatening to us in the future actually turn out to be the easiest to get to. They're easier to get to than the moon. Earth is our Earth is orbiting the sun within cosmic swarms that have repeatedly pummeling the Earth and have probably brought the human species close to extinction more than once. Had we continued building upon the momentum of our space exploration program of the 60s, we would already have created the cosmic shield. As long as we're confined, a species confined to the surface of the Earth, we're vulnerable. But the whole tradition, sacred tradition of the Holy City is a blueprint for building a cosmic civilization. With the instructions that you guys down there, you've got a job to do. You're like St. George and St. Michael, protecting the beautiful maiden, which is the blue jewel of the earth from the cosmic dragon. That's your sacred mission, because no other species on Earth can do it. Only you guys can alchemically take the raw materials provided by the Earth and create a cosmic civilization. You see, and when we study the traditions of sacred geometry as they were applied through sacred architecture, what we discover is that the whole blueprint for the colonization of the solar system has been given to us. That's our destiny, is to become a cosmic species. And if we fail at that destiny, we will go the way of the woolly mammoths and the dinosaurs, and we will become extinct. And Earth's environment, this pristine, wonderful, magical environment that is here on the Earth now, will suffer consequences so unimaginably violent and severe that not even an all-out nuclear war would come close to doing the kind of devastation that I'm trying to show you. Even a small asteroid is going to come out of space one of these days, and it's not going to be a near miss. And what's going to happen is we're going to find ourselves right back in the Stone Age, and like Sisyphus, trying to roll that boulder to the top of the mountain, and it rolls right back down again. Civilization, like the Masonic image of the broken column with the Virgin weeping over it, that's going to be our destiny. Civilization is going to lie in ruins. The world that we have inherited, that is our legacy and our heritage, will lie in ruins if we don't do this thing. Everything we need to build the holy city is out there. The energy, if we set up a solar collector out in the orbit of the moon, in any given time, it's going to be collecting roughly 10 times the amount of energy that the same solar collector would be collecting set up in Death Valley on a clear day in the middle of the summer at high noon. See, it's out there where solar energy is going to become the viable energy source for powering an industrial civilization. You see, we should already be well underway of removing our industrial base from the planet. But again, we dropped the ball. We lost the vision. So it's time to reignite this vision, and that's why I'm here, because I need to present this information to anybody who can understand it and appreciate it, and try to hope that it can get out there and inspire somebody to say, enough of this constricted vision.